Hello Gemini, this is Victoria and I'm here with your October Tarot forecast. As always, we'll be looking at your personal life and your love life. We'll take a look at your career and workspace, and we'll get you some guidance on how to best navigate the energies of the month of October. At the end, I'll pull some guidance from your personal interest to yourself, so make sure you stick around for that. We will start with a quick oracle message. Today I've got the Ancestors and Angels deck. It's one of my absolute favorites. It's a gorgeous deck, and the month of October feels like the most appropriate time to pull some cards and get some additional guidance from our ancestors, what the messages of wisdom that they want to send to us at this time. We'll go straight into the reading, but just a reminder that these readings are for Sun, Moon, and Rising Gemini. So if you're checking this for your Sun sign, make sure to check out videos for your other placements as well. And of course, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And if you are wanting to find out information on somebody else, definitely, you can be you can check out on their sign too. All right, with all that said, if you're new, there's a bunch of info in the description box on who I am, what I do, my services, my content. Don't forget to subscribe. I will be doing more. I just completed a videos guidance for each sign for the full moon that we just experienced, the super moon, and the energy is still very strong, so it's still very relevant. And I'm always doing readings on new moon, full moon, and any other important events. This month I'm going to be doing more content around working with lineage, working with ancestors, why is this meaningful, the rituals that you can partake in, so on and so forth. The energy is going to be culminating towards the end of October. That's when all those big holidays are happening in different cultures. It's amazing how much we could think that we are all so different around the world, but things like this, they definitely show us how similar we also are. And more than anything, that energy is universal, right? And there's definitely a very strong ancestral energy that comes in during this time and makes the veil very thin. Apologies for a bit of a wind here, but yeah, let's get going. Oh, don't forget to like the video as well. That's to everyone. It definitely helps me populate this message and get it out to people who need to hear it. Alright, so for Gemini, we have a message from the shaman for the month of October. Trust in higher forces. Oh my god, I've been talking about it the last few minutes, so essentially that's your message. And if any of you were skeptical and doing like the fast forward, like go back and listen to it, to what I was saying, right? And you're the ones who should be watching other content that I'm gonna be doing about the lineage, the ancestors, at the, and even if that is not calling to you, at least reminiscing or like giving some thought to what is it that you believe in, what your higher power is, how do you get your signs and synchronicities, right? That's very powerful, and that's gonna suit you. It's gonna do you a lot of good if you pay more attention to this in the month of October. Okay, I didn't really bring anything to hold my cards, and it's actually quite windy outside, so I'll be hoping that they're not gonna fly away, but there is a little small chance that you'll see me chasing the cards at some point. It's possible. No promises, but we'll see. Alright, let's start with what does Gemini need to know right now? So for personal life and for love life, you have Seven of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. I'm gonna deck in my pocket strategically. I just don't feel like chasing them, you know. Then for your career space, we have Two of Swords, apologize. We have the Moon, this is Pisces energy. And we have Seven of Cups. And last but not least, advice from the universe. We have Ten of Cups. Page of Pentacles. And Ace of Wands. Beautiful energy. It's the last card in the spread. And bottom of the deck is Ace of Swords, also wonderful. Wow, so really, you're really being guided towards figuring out your direction and the next steps to take, essentially, right? Like where does the inspiration lead you, right? And how can you show up in your life, like in alliance, actually wanted to say, maybe in alliance with that energy, with that guidance that you're receiving from your higher power. Alright, yes, I got tired of the wind, so this is gonna be, I had this cool concept for my hair, and of course I got out and it's all like, girls will understand. Alright, so for your love life, you have the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. You know how they say, I'm immediately thinking of the lyrics of the song, You Can't Hurry Love, right? You can't hurry love. You can't create a perfect plan and just kind of like be, okay, now, like on your cue, it's gonna show up. And it feels like you've been trying to plan your love life. And I don't necessarily mean it in a bad way. I mean, as human beings, we like predictability, we like having control of a situation. That's just how we're wired, right? Part of our survival instinct, if you wish. But the truth is, especially with close relationships, and if love is not relevant right now, then this could be friendship as well, right? Like finding your people, maybe. You can't really just like make a decision and specify, okay, this is how it's gonna happen. If you have some ideas in mind on, you know, how and where you want to meet this person, or you know, if you've done your prep work in understanding what are the, apologize for the dog, what are the core qualities, right, the features that you're looking for in that person, right, that may already give you some understanding, and you're sending that message to the universe on what is it that you want, right? So the universe can then figure out how to bring it to you. But don't do it out of place of tiredness of like, okay, I'm done with da-da-da-da-da, or, you know, this hasn't worked out for me, so I'm gonna do, you know, I'm gonna take the matter into my own hands kind of vibe. I like the idea, and it seems like it's like a big part of the energy of the month for you is this masculine focus on like, okay, going and getting it, right, and saying it and doing it, standing your truth and taking aligned action. But be careful when, especially when it comes to the romantic dynamics, and I'm not talking about genders right now, I'm talking about energies, but in any couple there is a masculine and feminine energy. And if you're assuming a masculine role, but you're typically in feminine energy, that could trip you, that could actually, that it's tricky way to do it, I would say, because then the person that you're attracting, they're flip-siding into the feminine energy. And if they're masculine, usually masculine energy, but they are in the feminine, then, you know, you may get disappointed with what it is you attract, or at least what is their state of being that you've attracted them. So don't overthink it, and don't try to plan the details, right? Don't do that out of place of being tired. Like, okay, I'm tired, whatever it is, of being on my own, of waiting for that person who I like to make a move, or whatever it is, right? Maybe that's just not your person, right? Or the waiting energy could actually be the problem, because if you are specifically like waiting, like you are essentially creating resistance, right? So start focusing on something else at the very least, right? If you still believe that that specific person is the one, focus on yourself, show up for yourself in that energy, in that emotion, with that care that you feel like you need from somebody else. I think mosquitoes are starting to bite me, but yeah. Okay. Now, let's see what we have for your... This is getting a little long, so I'm gonna speed up a little. Don't want you to be stuck with me forever. For your career space, you have Two of Swords, the Moon, and Seven of Cups. Again, this is a bit of a whirlwind of emotion that can suck you in and get you to overthink what doesn't need to be, right? Like where you think like, okay, like this hasn't worked, so then this must not be for me, right? Or I have to be even more strict with my standards and rules next time. How do I get in the message? It's important to balance out the energy of like wanting to bring something in and frustration with where you are right now. It's very interesting, right? But no matter whether you feel like the things are working out or aren't working out as they are, it's important to not to plan the next action out of that energy, right? Go back to the drawing board, see what you've got, what you're working with, and build it out of the energy of like, okay, this is like the minimum that we need, this is what we're doing already, this is what else can we do to, you know, make things work, to bring in the clients that we want to bring, right? Like think outside the box, do a brainstorming action session, invite your colleagues to do it with you. Maybe those people who usually aren't in the driving seat of brainstorming and decision making, right? You'll hear some new ideas. You can position it as an incentive for people who work for you, right? Like, or even your peers, kind of like, yeah, we're looking for some creative ideas, and as a result, like, you know, almost like a contest. If your idea wins, you get da-da-da-da-da, or, you know, we'll do a public announcement, I don't know, put an article about you, we'll take an interview with whatever makes sense for context, right? You can do that with general public, of course. People do all kinds of these activities these days on social media and wherever, right? So if you're looking for creativity, like there's, like you need to get that energy to flow, right? And have a positive vibe, not the vibe of like, okay, I need to figure this out as soon as possible because we're out of time, we're losing money, da-da-da-da, whatever it is. We're not meeting our quarterly goals. The advice, Ten of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and Ace of Wands. So yeah, there's a reminder that, you know, to come back to simple things in life where no matter how busy you get or how far you go with your goals and ambitions, you still make time for you know, simple pleasures of life where you enjoy. Smell smoke. Hopefully nobody's burning. You enjoy simple joys in life where you're able to just be in your space, kind of like enjoying your whatever your hobbies are, right? Wherever you geek out with, whether it's by yourself or with others, it doesn't matter. But like something simple that you're not doing for the greater purpose in life, right? You're doing it because it's fun, because you enjoy it, and it fills you up more than you know. I promise you, right? With this Ten of Cups here. And by the way, that's another way to attract that special someone, whether it's a client or a life partner or anybody else, right? Because they will be then magnetized to that energy of bliss, of joy, right? Of that spark that you have that, you know, just ignites you and pumps you up, right? That's what people are drawn towards. Not consciously, also totally subconsciously, right? But it's like a signal that you're sending out. It's like, hey, this is my vibe, campaign with me, right? And there's a much higher probability that it will be a person who meets you in that energy, who matches that vibe, you know, and that's usually what we want, right? Okay, last but not least, we're gonna finish up with a message from your person. So what's the message that Gemini needs to know from their personal interest? Message for Gemini from their person. Oh, got something. Not the Seven of Pentacles. You know what I just heard? Your person is looking for you too. And you're like, maybe you've been with this person for a while, right? But they're looking for that spark, for that fulfillment, for that something. Isn't it interesting? Like, even if you are already in a relationship, like, they're still kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I've been, you know, bringing everybody around me down, or I've been boring, or, you know, I'm not as exciting as my partner is, right? Or for singles, if you're a single person, you're looking for someone, that's the message from that someone. They're looking for you too. It's clarified by Knight of Cups and Ten of Wands. Look at that, another synchronicity. They were also being burned and crushed by, you know, love relationships, by heartbreak, by putting a lot of, you know, their trust and love into a relationship and being left with nothing, right? So it is a little bit of a kind of like a tired energy. That's what I'm getting, you know, when you've been out and about. Like, let's say if you're on a hike, right, and it's been the whole day, you've been like walking and maybe climbing and walking more and getting through, I don't know, the wilderness, whatever that would be. And towards the evening, you're exhausted. You're like barely walking now. So that's the energy that I'm getting. So what I would say is, if you're in that vibe, if you're in that energy, and you also had 10 of Wands, so it might as well be, then definitely spend time on self-care and self-love, and like I was saying, show up for yourself, right? Get yourself into a place of safety first, and then into the place of bliss, and that person will find you. All right, I hope this was useful for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and until next time, bye.